Past the hour now, Fox News Alert now, some calling it an act of terror already and others an act of war. Leaving the Obama administration with a big decision on how to respond as Western leaders question Russia's role in the events leading up to this tragedy. Congressman Adam Kinzinger is a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee and a pilot in the Air National Guard. Sir, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
You're a pilot. You've got a lot of experience in this area. What are you picking up on now, sir?
Look, I'm hearing what people are hearing, but at the end of the day, I want everybody to think about something. You know, folks are sleeping on this airline or on their way to land in Kuala Lumpur, and all of a sudden, the pilots too, it just, in the flash of an eye, it's over. And they find themselves, some die, some falling, and this is a tragedy against humanity. And this is something that has been inflicted directly or indirectly, but he bears responsibility nonetheless, by this evil dictator, Vladimir Putin. And it's time for the President of the United States to finally be very clear-eyed about the fact of the threat that Putin poses. This is a real opportunity to unite the American people with Europe to stand against this terrible situation.
So what then? Tony Abbott, the Prime Minister of Australia, did you hear what he had to say today?
I did not.
He called Russia's response deeply, deeply unsatisfactory. He went on to say it's very important we don't allow Russia to prevent an absolutely comprehensive investigation so that we can find out exactly what happened here.
Well, that's absolutely right. And if you think about this, I mean, the Russians are now saying that they're going to take over the investigation. I mean, it's obvious by now that they had a very strong role to play in here, whether they directly supplied the equipment or even just emboldening these pro-Russian separatists. These pro-Russian separatists now impose to the West and to America and to our allies not just a threat to Ukraine and not just a threat to the theory of European stability, but they now pose a direct threat to our people because they've taken their war beyond just the borders of Ukraine. So Tony Abbott is very clear-eyed in this. Our president needs to be very clear-eyed and for once really focus on what's going on and tell the American people, similar to what Reagan did after the shoot-down of the Korean airliner, tell the American people what the purpose of the United States of America in the world is. Paint that vision for us, the shining city on a hill, and frankly embolden the Ukrainian people for their own freedom.
Well, Tony Abbott also said this is not an accident, this is a crime.
Now, that's absolutely right.
I don't know what the White House has to say just yet. We're waiting word on that. Would you expect the president to say something very soon on this?
Yeah, I would expect him to. I've learned to sometimes tamper down my expectations from the White House, but I think he ought to. He ought to be very clear, call Putin out by name, call the Russians out by name, and make it very clear that the United States is going to embolden our NATO allies. I say restart the missile defense shield and make it clear, look, the reset didn't work, and so by Vladimir Putin's own choosing, they're now going to have to pay a penalty and rally the Europeans with us on economic sanctions, step them up, and make the Russian economy feel it. Russia is a paper tiger. Their economy is $2 trillion. Ours is about $18 trillion. They're not our equal. They're a 20th century gas station, and we need to make that very clear.
Adam Kinzinger, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
From Washington.